Hello guys, good luck. Back to Dark Souls. Wait! Didn't you finish your series? Yes I did. Yes I did. Before you begin, yes I did. I did finish everything. This is extra. Extra doesn't count. At least not in my book. Anyway, it's extra. Deal with it. And this extra contains basically some of the tries and forkings and Gwyn that were decent, but I didn't really put them in because they didn't have commentary or music. I'll just probably put some random soundtrack in the background as well. I might speed it up if I have to, and I would have to if I don't manage to talk for long enough for all these amazing tries to happen, which is unlikely. What would be hilarious if I'd had to slow them down because I talk too much. There's not really that many tries, but I don't know. I haven't checked yet. I just know that there were some really good tries, like really close. So close! So close that it makes you want to cry when you see death happening at that point. But it happened, and yeah. So I had to put these forward. Well, I said they don't have any commentary, they don't have any even music. Put random music. Well, the music that I usually put isn't random. It's selected specially with a purpose. Sounding awesome and fitting. But yeah. I thought, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do post commentary. So there we go, we're doing post commentary on these tries. Because it's fitting. Unfortunately, because I'm not actually watching the tries, I can't actually commentate on the tries themselves. I can make a guess that right now I am dying, or have died recently during the speech, or I am about to die, because well, these are failed attempts, so yeah, it is implied that there will be failure, and failure means death. Either way, what will I be talking about? I'll be talking about nothing else but about the challenge itself, how I went into it, what I thought I would do, what I actually end up doing. I mean, what I thought I would do if I actually thought what I would do and didn't just randomly run in and just run or try to dodge everything, because, you know, that's what I do usually. I don't really think this through. Yeah. That being said, there were some ideas that I thought through. So let's begin. For starters, I don't think I need to talk about the asylum. That was just basic introductory part, where I just try to figure out how do my current stats and attacks fare against the enemies. Did pretty well. Some demon died way faster than I expected. I mean, I thought I would be just like bam, dead, one shot. But that barely took like a fourth of my health. That's when I realized, you know, I won't be able to use red tear stoning all the time because that would be silly. Why would I do that? Running around almost dead to certain death, or rather try to heal. It's a much better idea. That being said, it was a Silol demon, so other bosses hit for significantly more, especially near the end. But yeah, so at starters I skipped most of the trash, as you know. For those wondering why I call it trash, I don't know if actually people that are into Dark Souls community call it trash, but you know, I played MMOs for years, so everything that is not a boss is trash to me. I don't know. I wonder how do people actually call those? Minions? Like, what other name would you come up with for those non-boss and non-mini-boss enemies? Because you just call them enemies. I guess most people really don't make that a thing. Like, you know, trash boss differences. I mean, yeah, sure, there's boss and there's not boss, but They don't really care about that. They just think about them as normal enemies, and that's all. And I think of them as trash. Not actual trash, but like trash in MMO terms. Not that there's much difference. But yeah, I just ran past all the early mobs. I think I died. I don't remember. It's been a while. But I'm pretty sure I died at least once in the run. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I think I died, and while I was trying to kill him, and then I started running. Plan B, so to speak. I didn't go for the Taurus Demon because, well, I thought I don't need the Taurus Demon. Eventually I came back, but yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back to it. Not very much talk about the Taurus Demon. This is a Taurus Demon. Who can't kill Taurus Demon? Seriously. It's Taurus Demon. Put some lightning on your friggin' weapon or something. So I ran past Havel and I thought to go to the bonfire in the Valley of the Drakes. You know, in the cave right before the elevator. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I mean, there's like a black knight in between you. Sure, you can go around him, and even if he chases you and kills you, you can just, you know, collect your souls at the bonfire anyway. I just don't know why I thought it was a good idea. It sounds like a very bad idea. It's a good thing I realized that, like, as I was running there, and then I changed direction towards the tree dudes. I mean, maybe, you know, I was afraid of a Titanite Demon, because Titanite Demon can randomly kill you sometimes. If you run past him wrong. I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't think that one through until I actually arrived there and in a timely manner made the right decision to go to a Dead Parish bonfire instead. It was a good choice. And then I had to face the first boss. But before the first boss I had to face all the trash again. This time I had to kill it because I think I managed to run past it once, but I think I was very lucky with the timing as to how I ran there, and it's by no means an easy task. And if any of them jumped at me and, you know, track jump at me, which means they would have probably hit me if I didn't dodge, I would probably be in toast there. Maybe not if I had used Wolfwing. I don't remember if I did or not, but it's really hard to say. In general, I'm referring to the mobs on the second floor of a church, because, you know, there's a bunch of them, and usually you don't go in there even if you have like full Havels. Even then, you're probably better off picking them off at the entrance rather than just running in and trying to kill them, because they're probably gonna hit you enough times to stagger you. And once you're staggered, there's no real way back. You're dead meat. Unless you're in Havels. Maybe then you can survive. I don't know. But I wasn't in Havels, I was naked. And it was New Game Plus. So yeah. That particular trash run was pretty annoying and I didn't enjoy it as much. But I persevered and managed to get through it in a timely manner eventually. With parrying and whatnot. They weren't tough enemies, they're just annoying and there's many of them. And I don't think I had a weapon that could one-shot them without buffs or the crystal dagger. As for the first boss, I mean, it's gargoyles. What can I say about gargoyles? The first gargoyle has some annoying attacks. It's pretty difficult to follow him if you don't lock on. And as you know, with playing with mouse and keyboard, locking on isn't an option if there's more than one. So as soon as the second guy comes in, locking on was practically suicide, which made that fight even more difficult at that point. I focused on getting the tail off, but I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea or not at this point. Because in the end I ended up killing them without cutting off the tail, and some of the tail attacks, I mean, I think he has like 2 or 3. I think he has 3 tail attacks. The one that he smacks his tail about if you're standing behind him. The one where he like swings his tail if you're standing in front of him. Or side, or to the side, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he also swings his weapon or something, but basically that's one of his tail attacks. And then he has the aerial tail attack. And I mean, none of these attacks are very significant, to be honest. If anything, the aerial's tail attack is probably relatively easy to avoid. Because it's like really straight and simple. So it's not really that necessary to cut off the tail. If you don't want to, you can easily focus on something else. I guess the only good thing about it is that it stuns him for a bit, so an extra opportunity to attack or heal or whatever. But honestly, with a dagger, you don't really need that extra window. I mean, it's not going to be as useful as it would be with a really good weapon, because you just simply won't do enough damage. I needed quite a few hits to kill him with my raw dagger. So getting that extra short window at best would have been good for healing, if I was like planning for healing in the future, like I was when I didn't, in my last try, I mean when I didn't cut off the tail. Ironically, that try was just weird, because everything went wrong. I didn't get my Estus Flask on my item slot correctly, I did too much damage before the second guy came to be there. I don't know, I got hit like multiple times early on, and in the end I still managed to persevere. It was mostly about the fact that I tried to go for the guy that breathes fire. I mean, they both breathe fire, yes. But one of the guys consistently does it, specifically the guy that comes off later. And while he does it, he's very stationary and very easy to avoid by just going behind him. If you go behind him, you won't get hit by the fire that he breathes. So as long as the other guy isn't there or is doing something that you can easily avoid, it's a very good opportunity to do maybe even 3 hits with a dagger. So that's the strategy that I picked, and it was, as you can see, quite successful. Even though the amount of dodgery that was required was a bit silly. You're pissing me off now. I love that part. Like, I actually sound really angry at that part where I said that. And then I just go off and start whacking at the boss. Like, before that I'm just like playing defensively, like getting healing. After that I'm just angry. I just dodge everything and I started whacking at the boss and killed him. That was like one of my favorite parts in the entire playthrough, to be honest. Immediately made me want to continue when I rewatched that. It was just hilarious. You're pissing me off now. I can't redo it. It's just that good. But that out of the way, I went back to Firelink Shrine. I'm not sure how I did it. Well, that's why I did that silly run, I think. Basically, I ran past the boar from the church side. The ridiculous way, basically. It's very risky because there's one place where you cannot pass by normal means. Specifically the part right after the rats. There's an enemy there. You can't sneak up on him because you're gonna get hit by the rats if you try. So the only real way to get past that was to parry him, or kill him in any other way, but parrying is the only way that would have worked. I guess you could have, if you're really swift, you could have kicked him and then killed him swiftly, but parrying was the only surefire way to get out of that situation without getting hit once. It was pretty lucky that I managed to pull that off. Basically, that he swung at me so early. And then, well, it's just a straight run back to the Firelink Shrine. From there, you have to take the elevator down to the New London ruins and open up the door to the Valley of Drakes and enter the back entrance. Or, if you want to call it so, the exit of Blythetown. And once you're in there, it's pretty simple to get yourself down. All you gotta do is just avoid the big dudes. What are they called again? Infested something. I don't remember their full name, but they're infested something. and they're pretty easy to avoid. Sometimes they don't even attack you, they just roar at you, but if they do, you just usually can run past them. It's not biggie, and then all the way to the end, all you have to do is take every ladder or jump if you're confident that you won't fall off an edge or hurt yourself too much. I think you'll have to kill that one enemy. I think they're called bugbears. I don't know their names. I'm gonna stop pretending that I know their names because that's gonna be ridiculous. And there's the toxic dudes, but if you fall at the level where they are, instead of climbing the ladders, they shouldn't be able to hit you. I don't remember if I got hit or not. It's not, even if you do get hit, it's not a big deal. Then it's once again a straight run to the bonfire and then straight run back, trying to hug the right wall in order to avoid all the enemies. I mean, I did get poisoned on the way, but it wasn't a big deal. I don't think I took enough damage for it not to be worth it. I don't think I could have taken enough damage for it not to be worth it. I mean, it's just poison. And then we were at the second boss. I mean, sure, I skipped a few bosses, but later I did come back for the Ember, and even so I did skip the Gaping Dragon, but I don't think he's a very tough boss, honestly. There's only one thing that he could do that would ever kill me, that would be a jump attack that would track me. But if I made distance early enough, instead of stabbing him too many times, I don't think he would even cast it, so it wouldn't be an issue. Heck, dealing with the rats before him would be probably much more of a pain in the ass. Enough about the Gaping Dragon, we didn't even kill him. Quelaag. Quelaag was easy. I actually had a bit of practice on her beforehand with a different character, because I leveled a bit and went past that part and a few parts ahead. The basic thing about Quelaag is just dodging when you see fire. I'm pretty sure there's some other way to avoid their attacks, like standing next to her, like right next to her, then her sword apparently can't hit you or something. But it's a bit risky. I prefer dodgery. Just immediately you see fire, dodge, and you should avoid all and any attacks that way. It works especially well, obviously, with light rolls, and since I was naked, yay, light rolls. And then that, there's just one more annoying thing that she does, which may happen sometimes if lava ends up being in a really peculiar position and she tries to cast AoE and you have to back off really quite a distance. She might, you know, jump at you. It's one of those attacks that I never really managed to get down properly. I know you probably can dodge under her when she jumps, and I've avoided like that, but I don't know. I prefer just simply keeping either really far distance or really close distance, and if she tried to reduce the distance, I would also try to reduce the distance immediately so she wouldn't cast it. Other than that, you need to watch out for invisible friggin' lava pools, because if you walk into an invisible lava pool, you're going to be set on fire and die. I mean, yeah, sure, invisible lava pools only happen next to actual lava pools, so if you keep away from actual lava pools you will be fine, but still. That death was cheesy. That was supposed to be a kill. Now, of course, the best opportunity to attack is when she's spewing lava, but I think that's pretty obvious, because she's just standing still doing nothing. Why wouldn't you attack her? It'd be crazy. I mean, if you were adoring her figure, maybe I would understand. But otherwise, no, you have to strike her. After Quelaag, I went on to kill Ceaseless Discharge. I'm pretty sure there are ways to skip it. Like something with dodge ring. Like the ninja flip ring and dodging through lava. But I don't see why would you want to do that against such an easy boss. I mean, like I said, the key to that boss is just not running away. Just stay at the start and fight where it is. Then it's just gonna use the same attack over and over again, and it doesn't even track you. So basically, as soon as you see him trying to strike, you can run away and you don't even need to dodge. Just make sure you're on the furthest right side, so you know. It might use some different attacks if you stand somewhere else at the start. I've never had it use anything else if I stood there. That being said, the game did crash on me once on that stage on a different character, and at that point I just kited it back to that position. However, it stood close, and as it's standing close, it has an additional attack. Instead of striking with the things at her head, or his head, probably his head, he strikes what I think is his hand instead. First he puts it in the lava and then strikes with his hand. It's basically the same attack, except it can do it twice in a row, so you have to be careful. If it does it once, you have to, you know, run away to avoid the second hit. I'm not sure if the second hit tracks or not, but it never killed me, even in like light armor, even if it hit me on the face, so I don't think it's much of an issue. After that I went back to Sin's Fortress. Sin's Fortress is quite an interesting place to run naked, because, and with a dagger obviously, because, well, the enemies don't take that much damage there, and there's quite a few. But the key is most likely using the traps against the actual enemies. You can run past the first two easily. The third one is a bit more difficult. Usually what I did is I tried to stay on the edge of the walkway, and as soon as he started attacking I would go to the other side and dodge. I think that's how I got past him. If you do that, you shouldn't have any trouble with that guy. The caster serpent above on the second set is a bit more difficult, but as long as you rush him, you shouldn't get it much. And after that, you should just try to avoid him. Basically hit him and go around him, and trigger the trap and immediately move out of his way, and then he's going to die. The serpent from the bottom and the other serpents from the bottom probably will not even get to chase it at this point, so don't worry about them. So I'm moving. Next thing is gonna be the boulder. Obviously use the boulder, let the boulder hit the enemies. You may want to even like stand in the doorway while blocking, so the boulder finishes off the serpent. I'm not sure if I did that. You don't really need to finish him up, but get 2 good hits, so the third one, which will most likely happen, will finish him up for sure. After you run up to the fog door, this is a critical part. There's really 2 ways. You either lure the serpent in the next room to the doorway, trigger the trap, and immediately run into the wall, so all the darts kill him, or you lure him out to the first room and then get behind him and trigger the trap from the other side. The first one is more dangerous because, I mean, he can hit you. The second one is a bit more complicated because there might be enemies chasing after you from the previous room with the boulder, especially the caster up top, but it was okay. If you do not manage to kill them, which I think happened to me, then your best bet is just to try blocking right next to the boulder in the second room and hoping that the boulder comes before you run out of health, and just, you know, run up and watch the serpent try run after you and fatally get murdered by a boulder. I don't think that counts as a murder if it's murdered by a boulder. I mean, the giant is doing it, I guess, but he doesn't really know. I suppose you'd still call it murder, even if it's accidental. Or is it? I mean, why is that giant putting those boulders there? Maybe he's trying to kill them. Oh, we'll never know the answer to this mystery. By the way, the next part is relatively simple. In this part, you just need to move past all the blades, pull the guy, serpent, on the right side, and immediately run back through the same blades as soon as you pull. There's no way in hell that he's gonna get past those friggin' blades. It's just impossible, they're just too fast for him. And if all else fails, you can just stand blocking right next to them, and, well, he's gonna try to attack you, and bam, falls. You can do the same with a caster, I guess, though I'm not sure if a caster would follow you all the way through the blades or just sit there shooting. on the other side, so it's a bit dangerous. You might as well just stab the caster up. It doesn't have a shield or poise anyway. Then the hardest part comes, wherein you cannot kill the caster with a dagger. So you have to rush. You have to really rush and only stop a little. If you see that you will get hit by lightning, it's better to take it semi-slow and like try to dodge it right before the blades. As long as you avoid it before the blades, you should be able to avoid it after the blades. I don't think you can get hit by the lightning after the blades. Just the cast will be too slow. And after that, you're practically at the bonfire. And from the bonfire, it's easy. You just run up all the way to the giant, killing the crossbow guy on the way, and stab him up. Nothing special there. You just have to stand a decent distance away, look, walking in a little bit, walking out, luring him into attacking with his angry attack, after which he kneels down, and you obviously get a bunch of free shots off on him at that point. Then there's the Iron Golem. I don't know how did I manage to forget, but I forgot, or for some reason my body didn't agree to it, but basically I forgot in general to roll under him. That's the easiest way to avoid his attacks. Just when he strikes, go on him. The only thing that you should be aware of is not to get grabbed by him. So you see grab animation, you run away. You see any other animation, you dodge under him and strike him a few times. It's really as simple as that. I don't know why I forgot that and got hit so many times and died so many times like an idiot. That was just stupid of me. I don't think you can really rely on the stagger and knockdown of the boss with just daggers. As you can see, I unleashed like 2 full stamina bars into him, and only then did he fall down. Before that, he wouldn't even budge. So there's really no point in even trying that. A good thing to remember is try to keep him in the middle, so that even if he hits you somehow, you probably wouldn't fly far away enough to fall off the edge. Not always, but still a better chance. Usually you can easily kite him away if you just go to the opposite side of a platform to where he is. Then you won't have any issue, because you know he will be too far away to hit you, and he'll try to come in. The part where you're kiting him towards the middle is probably the most dangerous one, because you are at the edge when you're kiting. So be really careful with timings not to get hit. And very easy, very simple. Just dodge away from the freaking grab. After that we have the famous Anor. It wasn't very difficult. I mean, we had a gargoyle which we had already killed before, which isn't impressive. Followed by the painted world roof thing. Run, I don't even know how to call that friggin' building. Painted world building, basically. Let's call it that. It's pretty annoying when you don't have a shield and armor because of the throwing axes. You can't really block them effectively. But it's not impossible. Just gotta be careful and try to avoid them, I guess. I mean, you can block them, you'll take some damage, but it's not deadly, and just make sure you don't pull 2 at a time or something silly like that. After you get through that, well, what's next? Another gargoyle, and then the archer's run. Well, the archer's run is very simple. I mean, you just need to dodge the guard giant on the right. Shouldn't be too difficult if you know his attacks. Pretty slow. And as soon as you do that, you just run away, and he will not chase you beyond a certain point. Definitely not interested. After that we have the stupid demons with spears. Once again, if you know the timers for dodging, then they're no big deal. You can easily run past them. I think only one of them attacks you as you run past. The guy on the right side, the one's like right to the right side from the stairs, he will usually jump attack you or something, and the other guy's gonna be like, hey, is he really trying to run past me? I better stare at him. Well, I'm sure that other guy that's standing over there is gonna do my job. I'll just pretend I'm, you know, working by walking towards you. Usually what happens. The two demons at the bottom are usually won't do much. I mean, the guy that's right next to the archer's path will most likely try to hit you, but once again, dodge it. Simple as that. Just dodge it. It's really an easy run if you dodge it. I mean, you could probably go with, like, if you weren't going naked, you could go with some poise armor if you can run at that, and the wolf ring. Just need to dodge, then just run. But you know, it's not that hard to dodge, and even if you fail, you're just gonna be staggered a little. The key point is not to stop in the middle of the walkways between platforms. Just keep running or dodging or whatever you're doing, naked or not. Once you're on the other side, nothing should happen anymore. All the archers themselves are pretty easy. I mean, there's hundreds of ways of killing them. My favorite one is to dodge towards one of them and kill them using gravity. The right one is easier to kill with gravity. I mean, the first time I killed him, I went for the left one and I killed him using his hate and the slope, meaning that he couldn't hit me and I could hit him, so I killed him. And then I killed the other guy using gravity. Now I usually do it the other way around. I kill the right guy first with gravity because, you know, I can easily dodge the arrows now somehow. Previously I couldn't, so yeah, I didn't try that in my first attempts. But sometimes the right guy doesn't die from gravity, then you have to parry him. I don't think you can get away with anything else, because if you keep blocking or backing away, the guy will hit you in the back from behind, and then you'll definitely fall off because you'll bounce off the knight in front of you as you're, you know, falling. Unless you happen to be luckily standing right next to the walkway, in which case you would bounce off onto the walkway. But you'd have to be pretty damn lucky, and you would have to walk ways back, which is most likely not going to happen because you are afraid that the guy will hit you in the back. So you will try not to go that far, and that will be your mistake. If you're going back far, make sure you go all the way to the friggin' walkway, otherwise you're gonna fall off. It's just gonna happen. You just can't do anything about it. Either don't go back or walk to the walkway. So you're the only two choices, really. What am I saying? They're easy. Once you've killed them, bump fire and just parry fast. I don't remember if I used the skip. I don't think I skipped, but you can skip if you jump from the stairs. Basically, you know the first stairs that are right outside the bonfire? You kill like the sword guy and immediately there's stairs right in front of him. So technically you don't even need to kill the sword guy, it's just that he's gonna be in the way. The spiral ones. And if you go up them, at a certain point you can see where the other stairs end, and you actually can jump from higher onto the railing of the stairs, and you will jump on the railing and slid down through the railing onto that part. And if you're at that part, you're actually immediately at the main room, basically. You can open the shortcut then to the right very easily, or go straight and deal with the giants. Nothing special about the giants. I usually go around and take out the archer first, and then I make sure that I go all the way to the gate, so I pull only one of them. Big giants at the bottom. Finish him off, and well, yeah, your job's done. I'm not even sure if I killed him on the first try. I don't think I did. I just opened the door, and I never actually killed them then. Because why would I? What's the point? Just open the doorway and then go reset your bonfire. I don't know which bonfire is the fastest, but my favorite bonfire is the one at the start of Anno Orlando, because it just, I don't know, it makes me wait the least. Actually, if you use the skip trick, probably the bonfire inside the actual building is the fastest one, because you can just jump and then you're instantly there. You just need to kill one guy, which is pretty easy. You don't even need to kill him. You should probably avoid him if you know exactly where the bonfire is and he doesn't chase you fast enough. And then we are at Ornstein and Smog. There's not much to say about Ornstein and Smog. There's many ways to do it, but in general the way I found the best to do it is, no matter which one you're trying to kill, act as if you're trying to kill Smog. Basically, always stay next to Smog, so he doesn't initiate his hammer charge. If you are far away, then obviously make sure there's a pillar between you and Smog, but otherwise my main goal was basically to ensure that I stayed close to him, because then he uses his slow and easy to avoid attacks, which obviously goes much better and very difficult to avoid attacks, which will most likely hit you and kill you instead. I didn't have practice on that boss, I think, not much at least, before I went in there. That's why it took so many tries and pain in the ass. I think at that point I could have started using crystal daggers, because I had the materials at that point to make some. I mean, I wouldn't be able to make them because I would not have killed Captain at that point, but still. It could have used the crystal dagger to great effect there and would have made it much easier. But I enjoyed it the way it was. When I first came in, I really didn't have any plan for it. I just thought I'll dodge everything and I'll hit when I'll hit. And like I said, that doesn't work because some of the attacks are really hard to dodge. Like I said, the Smog stupid charge attack, nightmares. One thing to notice about Ornstein that I did notice eventually is that he has two different sets of attacks that he uses depending on whether he's close or far away, that look very similar. Like he goes up in the air and then strikes you. If he is close, he will strike very fast. If he is far, he will make a delay. That's very annoying, because you sometimes can't judge the distance that well, and you can misjudge which attack he's using. Ugh, so annoying. Then there's his stupid instant charge attack, which he does from when he's far away. And if he gets stuck on anything, oh, you better be fucking pro dodgery, otherwise you're gonna get hit, because he'll just start zipping all over the place. I've noticed the fact that you should stick around Smog precisely because I had such an easy time killing Smog, but such a hard time killing Ornstein. And I mean, yeah, it's because Smog has rubbish attacks, but also because when I'm trying to kill Ornstein, Smog tends to hit me a lot more, because he's using that stupid unavoidable attack a lot more. So yeah, it's a really tough fight, but nothing impossible. Killing Ornstein second is pretty tough as naked, I guess, because you just don't have the healing opportunities with him that much fewer healing opportunities. And he has that stupid grab attack, which just, I don't know, you can dodge online. When I was playing a bit of co-op with a different character there, it was pretty easy to dodge, but on your own is probably a nightmare. I think I killed him on New Game Plus Plus on my character again. Yeah, I killed him because I got Leo Ring on New Game Plus Plus. So yeah, I don't know, I think I got hit by it once out of like 4 times. It's not as hard to dodge as I thought. You need to know where to dodge. You need to be smart and get the timings right. But like I said, the first part is gonna be easier. For the most part, that's why I killed Smog second, is because I wanted the early part to be hard rather than the second part to be hard. Because I just thought, you know, once I learned how to dodge that attack, it's gonna be easy anyways. It was much more interesting to fight Smog and Ornstein both together for a longer time in a much more difficult battle. That's why I made that choice. Anyway, enough about these two guys. Jesus Christ. After this, I don't remember where I went. I definitely didn't go to Four Kings. I killed Beta Chaos for Sif, right? So after that I went to Seas. Yeah, I remember now. I went immediately to the Seas in the same actual session. I skipped the boars. You can skip them, but only if you immediately run past them. You can't like skip them and rest of the bonfire. That doesn't work. Bonfire doesn't work. So you have to take the elevator. Fortunately, they were rubbish and slow enough that they didn't follow me, so that was easy. That was kind of my plan from the get-go, because I didn't think I could kill them with a dagger because of their armor and bouncing off consistently. After that, we enter the primary area for Duke's Archives. It was pretty easy. I think the key was to immediately run past everything and run to the side to hide behind a bookshelf. so all the range attacks would not hit you, and the melee guys would be too far away at that point. Then run immediately around and get up the stairs. I think I should have ran to the left side instead of the right side, because there's an archer on the left side and that's much easier to go around than a melee guy. But either way, I managed to avoid getting hit. Not to mention that they wouldn't chase you. I mean, they would try to chase you along with you through the staircase, and since they're on the other side of the staircase, they'd have to travel much longer distance, the melee guys I mean, than obviously if you went through their side, because they would be already upstairs at that point, so just barely any distance. Not that it mattered, didn't matter, I didn't get it anyway. So once you're up there, you just lure out the crystalline guy. It's pretty simple. I almost got stuck on the stupid friggin' crystal lizard. That was new and unexpected. And then I died to Seath. And once you're inside the prison, it's relatively simple again. The key was to avoid all the Cthulhu monsters going down. It was also my plan to simply avoid all of them and turn off the alarm. Because when you turn it off, they actually go back into their cell. They don't continue waddling around, and they will ignore you unless you attack them at that point. So it makes for a very simple run. You just run around them, get up the ladder to the upper platform. Problem is the enemies there. They're pretty tough when you don't have a good weapon and you're naked. But I managed to kite them around and take the chest and even turn off the sound, I think, and then even escaped. I'm not sure about the last part. I'd have to rewatch it. Either way, if I did manage to do it, that's an epic run. One thing not to forget is to rest at the bonfire on your way out, so you reset the two guys that are immediately outside your cell, which will run up and climb the same ladder that you would. One thing you definitely don't want to do is fight them up there while you're naked and with a dagger. It's really not a good idea. I can't express how bad of an idea that is. It's really bad. It would be impressively bad if somebody did that. I'm glad I didn't do that. And from then on, it's just run past all the trash mobs to the bonfire. Didn't even go to the actually I didn't go to the bonfire. Actually going to the bonfire isn't a good idea. You actually want to run past all the guys to the rotating staircase on the entrance side of the archives. Turn that around, immediately jump off as it's turning, hopefully get the Evelyn. If you don't, well, you probably suck, like me. Either way, even if you die, you'll reappear back in the prison, and that's once again a very simple, quick and easy run back to where you were, except this time you take the other side of the rotating stairs and turn those around. I don't think I killed anything at that point, because they're just too tough. But once you do that, you're pretty much done. All you have to do is just walk down and slide down the ladder, or climb down if you're playing on a PC and you don't know which button makes you slide down, and open the secret door. Go to the bonfire. Pretty much the entire run there was absolutely as planned. Everything went pretty much flawlessly except the missed Evelyn. After that, I also went pretty well through the crystal cave. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. Just go in to the crystal cave, avoid all the golems, take the invisible paths which go straight, therefore they're very simple. The only problem would have been the golem that is non-respawning. He has a lot of health. In my other playthrough, I think I killed him with a bow and arrow, because he's just too annoying to kill normally. He just does too much damage to bother with it. But in this playthrough, I went for just simply kite him out, run around him and run past him. I didn't intend to die, and I didn't die, so it didn't matter that I didn't kill him. Once again, take this straight invisible walkway. I ran past all the clams, which is advised when you're using a dagger as a weapon and you're naked. in general it's probably advised to run past the clams. I mean, those clams are beasts. They will kill you faster than the blink of the eye. And there's nothing you can do about it. They're just too tough. Fortunately, they didn't come into the seed fight. I think maybe one came, but it died. I don't even remember. I don't think they did. Even if they do, just avoid them until they die. Eventually they'll die. So I didn't actually have a plan for the seed fight. The time I fought seed on my main playthrough, I was really just running around him and hitting his tail and then getting hit back, which didn't hurt much because I had like Shield of Artorias and Hell's Armor. This time, however, obviously it was much more dangerous, but in general my first idea was run at his side tails, let's call them side tails, and attack them a few times until you hear or something like that, and once you hear that, just run behind him, you know, away from the melee attacks that he will do. I think at the first very point I didn't even run away, I just got slightly behind him, but sometimes that would still trigger the attacks and he would still hit you with the crystal rising attacks. I kept doing that for a while, then I really noticed that I can kite him for quite a distance and he won't do anything until he approaches, so I started doing that. And I attack his side tails for a few times and just, you know, run behind him and immediately run to the other side of a room. Wait for him there, rinse, repeat. And I tried to aim for the side which had more space for avoiding, but that's a really bad idea. Something that you can notice is that Seed's attacks are of three kinds, and once you're attacking him from the sides, he will only really use two kinds of attacks. With breath, basically. And that's the only thing that really probably will hit you besides the melee attacks from the tails when you're behind him. So he does breath far away from him and in melee range of him. And when he's far away, he starts the breath on his right, so your left if you're facing him and he's facing you. And if he is doing the breath close, he will start on the left side, his left and your right. So the key here is to always attack his left or your right side tail on the tip of the side tail, and don't attack more than twice because you will get hit anyway. That was the reason I was able to kill him even like with one Estus flask from half health, because this way, if he attacks short range, you won't get hit because it's short range, so even if it starts next to you, you will be, you know, at the long range. And if he attacks you long range, he will start on the other side, so by the time that the attack comes to you, you will have already done like 2 strikes and run away. It's just important to gauge how many strikes you can do, because I still got hit by his attack if I attack too many times. I was just all as I fought him actually in that try, and as I was getting desperate with the low Estus flasks and his health being so high, but it worked out well in the end. I think that's the first fight where I used the crystal dagger and then I realized how much friggin' insane damage it does. I was thinking of not using it because it had low durability, but then I realized, oh, you know what, I can make more, and there's really no reason not to finish him up faster, because this fight already took like, I think 20 minutes. The part alone where I just ran around him took 20 minutes. I mean, when it sped up, I speed up it, I think, about twice, maybe more than twice, and it still took 2 songs. 2 songs. I couldn't find one good song that would fit the entire thing and wouldn't be ridiculous. That's so silly. I did like the songs though, they fit just perfectly. I mean, at some parts it almost looks like the character is dancing to the music. It's really funny, because I didn't do that. It's just the game being slowed down. Like basically the game randomly slows down to 15 FPS sometimes when you look at him when these crystals are exploding. And then obviously when you speed up that, it's still looks like normal speed, much slower, and it was really funny. I liked how that music just fit instantly into that point. I think I actually sped it up 4 times in total, basically. Yeah. Because I just tried to minimize it to as much as possible, and it's still 2 songs, which is like 7 minutes. So 7, well not 7, maybe 6. 6 minutes times 4, that's 24 minutes. Insane. Insane amount of running around. Anyway, still was pretty easy. After you figure it out, that left side tail attack pattern thing. Next part that I went to was the catacombs. The catacombs, a very annoying place. The divine dagger wasn't of very much use because it did barely any damage. To be honest, all the daggers did barely any damage to the skeletons. I think you're better off killing them off slowly at the start until you manage to get past the first set of skeletons, and at that point you can just start skipping. That's what I did, and I went to Vamos route and faced off against the greatest enemy ever, the bone wheels. Most annoying enemy, single-handedly. It's just not a worse enemy than that. Why? 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 Because I couldn't block them, obviously. No shields means not enough stability. And followed by the fact that they can kill me in a few hits. I literally had to pull them one by one. And in the last actual run, I actually just pulled out only the close ones, and then I ran past the remaining ones, I think. A lot. But I died so many. I died like 3-4 times to them. After carefully like laying out all the plans, carefully taking my routes, and then just one comes out of nowhere, dead. I cut most of that out though, because it was just silly and stupid. But yeah, at least you can kill them with a normal dagger, so I used like, I think, pine resin, fire pine resin, I don't remember, charcoal pine resin, there we go, and raw dagger, just kill them relatively fast. If there was one of them, if there was 2, you're fucked. Pinwheel, well it's pinwheel. It was easy, because it's pinwheel. Just attack him, and he dies eventually. That's all there is to it. Then we have the horror version of Dark Souls, where you go through Tomb of Giants without any light source. Joy! A good thing was that I had gone through it before with the light source, so I sort of knew the layout. But unfortunately I didn't know the full layout, and I kind of messed up the order of the turns. Like, I knew basically very easily where to go all the way up to the first fog door. After the first fog door, I knew that I had to go straight a bit, turn and go through the passage towards the shiny thing ahead in the darkness next to the archer, jump down to the platform which contains the silver covetous serpent ring or something, and then turn around and jump towards there. What I forgot is that I then have to go up, and then after I go up, go down again into the bonfire, which would have saved me lots of time, but unfortunately I decided to go the other way. And I'm kinda sad that I didn't realize going the other way that this was the proper way to go for quite a while. I mean, later I did realize, and that's why I eventually found the bonfire, but the key really is that you just jump there and immediately go to your right and just follow the edge, and you will get there to the bonfire very fast. I just didn't think it was there for some reason. I don't know what happened. It was weird, but funny. And we got to experience some skeleton dog horror. Oh god. The part after the dark Tomb of Giants is relatively easy. You can go around the bone totem poles easily. and you can block the skeleton's arrow without significant damage loss. The pinwheels in the room before Nito are a bit of a pain, but like I said in the video, you just need to watch for the shimmers. See the shimmers, start dodging, or you're gonna get hit. They're not incredibly difficult to avoid, just watch out for the baby skeletons, don't let them corner you. Happened to me multiple times, man. I hate those friggin' baby skeletons. So my plan for Nito was also very simple. Kill his skeletons with the divine weapon, preferably by using some backstabbing, and then whack away at him. And in the end that's what I did, except, you know, it was very difficult to actually kill the skeletons with a rubbish dagger. Since there's 3 of them and they have these very difficult to avoid consistently attacks, especially if there's multiple of them. It just makes for a really crazy hell of a fight. But I persevered, eventually managed to backstab the skeletons, and I think even parry once or twice. Not that it didn't help much. The key was to kill them at least 2 before Nito came. If there's 2 alive and Nito, and you're not about to kill the second one, you're just gonna have trouble. They're just gonna hit you too many times and you won't be able to avoid them all properly. Not to mention that then Nito will begin killing them consistently, and once he's killing them, you can't kill them. And when you can't kill them, then, you know, Nito kills them. And while you could say that this makes them still dead, they're alive for a significant amount of time, which will get in your way a lot, especially when you're trying to avoid most of the attacks. But once you're done with the skeletons, Nito is a pushover. Just make sure you focus on attacking his legs or front if you don't have, I don't know, long-range weapons. I don't know why wasn't I able to hit him. I wasn't able to hit him. Only leg damage and frontal damage hit him with a dagger. Well, after that I went back to hell. Farsage Demon. Well, before the Farsage Demon I skipped all the Capper Demons, because, well, there's really no reason not to skip them. And Farsage Demon is, like I said in the video as well, like, I don't know why people think it's so hard, but it's just basic. You just stand next to him and hit him in the face. That's it. Like, he hit me like once when I moved away from him. I don't even know why. I don't remember why I moved away from him, but that was the only time he hit me properly, so yeah. It's a very easy boss. Afterwards, I didn't do the Centipede Demon. It wouldn't have been very difficult. I mean, you just need to avoid his claw until he arrives to the platform at the start. And once he arrives at the platform at the start, you can just hit him a few times. He will do a jump, you just dodge away and rinse and repeat, and eventually he will die. You might take some damage, but it shouldn't be deadly damage. Just from my experience, so yeah, it wouldn't have been an issue. So I went straight for Bed of Chaos using the shortcut, because, you know, it's faster, simpler, doesn't require to kill Centipede Demon. Going through the shortcut made it pretty simple. I mean, I had to avoid the Titanite Demon, but that's about it. Unless you count the statues. I don't really count them because they're very easy to avoid. The Bed of Chaos fight, once again, went pretty much as planned. I realized that I didn't have any shield or anything, so I had to dodge through the swipes, which didn't go always as expected, especially on the second swipe, because the first swipe you can at least see pretty well. The second one comes a bit at an awkward time sometimes. But yeah, as long as you avoid the swipes, it's very simple to just get to the roots, even with the floor falling. One thing to notice is that if you're blocking, make sure you're blocking in such a way that once you bounce off, you don't bounce off into a falling floor, because you're going to die. But, you know, that wasn't a thing even in Naked Run, so yeah, I'm just mentioning it as an extra here. The last one was, I wouldn't say difficult, but annoying, because the only way to get there without getting hit was practically to initiate her swipe, run away immediately, then immediately run back as soon as the second swipe is over and jump. And all in that time you must not get hit by the fire attacks as well. Pretty annoying last part. Pretty annoying. I've died many a time on that last part at the very least. When I just jump and then it just swipes me off the friggin' ramp as I'm almost about to hit it. Such an annoying part. Well, we're almost done, and this has been a very long talk. Oh my god. What's next? Sif. Getting to Sif, simple. Get into the Forest Covenant, nobody attacks you. Easy peasy. I mean, you don't even need to get into the Covenant, you just talk to the Cat Alvina as you pass them through and they stop chasing you. I think. At least every single time I talk to Alvina they stop chasing me, so I guess it works. And then Sif is really basic. I mean, I just stuck as much as I could under him. Don't forget to lock on. I keep forgetting that because I'm so used to playing without lock on. But yeah, I locked on, and then after that it was relatively simple. Didn't get hit that much. The only thing that's really annoying is this double swing, and everything else is easily avoidable. I don't know why I didn't avoid it. Must have been tired or something. Well, it was after killing all those bosses, Nito, Chaos and stuff, so yeah. Cut me some slack, eh? Cut me some slack. I still killed him on the first try, using 20th flask. That's embarrassing. Then I went a bit onto the Four Kings. There was quite a bit of planning around the Four Kings. My initial run was quite long. I would go through the ghost area all the way up to the last ghost building. Then I would roll off the edge and would be immediately at the boss door. But however, that required me to attack one of the ghost ones to get him out of the doorway. Still, it wasn't particularly difficult. I don't think I got ever hit in that run. So it's a pretty decent run as long as you get that ghost out of the way. But I found better runs later. Not in that time though. So I continued using that passage, and as I found out, the Four Kings spawned really fast. Initially I didn't really remember their attacks at all because I just killed them really easily with OP armor and weapons. But this time obviously I couldn't even take a hit properly, so I had to dodge them pretty well. And I realized that if I wanted to kill them before the second one arrives, which is not necessary I guess, I think it would be possible to go on. It's really difficult. And I put my faith into the last possible combination: Crystal Dagger plus some resin, which ended up being necessary, plus Red Thirststone Ring. Crystal Dagger plus Thirststone ended up doing 231 damage, which was more than enough. Adding resin would do like 20 extra or something. Depending on which resin, it would do more or less. Still, pretty decent amount of damage for a dagger. So I thought to myself, yeah, this dagger is not gonna last until I learn how to dodge the boss properly, so I went back and got the Ember, which involved me once again going to the Parish, killing the Taurus demon with the OP Crystal Dagger plus Lightning Pyresin combo. Annihilated. Not even a chance, man, not even a chance. I got hit once, just didn't have enough time to hit any more times, just died. And then we went for the Cap Horror Demon. One thing that I used in this particular fight and the run for the Cap Horror Demon was the Wolf Ring. A very important ring because it gives you poise when you're naked. It's the only source of poise that you can get. And that amount of poise won't save you against powerful weapons, but against trash mobs it usually is good enough, especially against dogs and shit. It made that trash clear and run much easier and faster than it otherwise wouldn't have been, especially since I couldn't block or anything. And obviously the boss fight itself too. as we have immediately realized, he could kill me with one attack, which made this unnecessarily difficult, and I decided not to play games with him and just kill him the good old-fashioned stab death from above way. Killing the dogs was pretty simple with the wolf ring because they couldn't stagger me, so I could easily run up the stairs as long as I avoided Capra Demon's attacks. Then stab him up before Capra Demon got to me. And once he got to me, he would either fall down himself or I would fall first and then he would follow. Either way, damage would have been dealt and Capra Demon would have been dead. And he was dead because I killed him. Like I said, wolf ring, the win. If you don't have wolf ring, then you better not be doing this naked without a friggin' shield. And you better have a pretty sturdy shield, because otherwise you're up for one hell of a beating. What happened after that? Well, we went back to Four Kings and spent a bunch of tries trying to kill him, which didn't go very well, because random attacks killed me. One of the worst attacks was the homing projectile. That attack just killed me so many times. I think it was 16, and at least 4 times it was cast, and it distracted me enough so that the king would get off attack at me. For example, I would try to walk away instead of dodging the attack, like thinking it was a vertical attack, but it would actually be a stab or a slash. And I would be confused because there would be like a friggin' projectile animation on the boss. Ugh. Some of the tries were so annoying. Like, I had one try when I literally ran towards the boss. He didn't cast anything. I hit him a few times. He started casting his explosion batting. I dodged away. And as I started running into him again, he would start backing off. And he backed off for like good 20 seconds or something silly like that. I basically just ran after him all the time. And what do you know? I couldn't get fast enough after him, and finally when he was satisfied with the distance, he fired a homing projectile at me and killed me. That son of a bitch. Oh my god, just remembering this makes me angry. A stupid attack. Ugh. I mentioned the third guy finally spawned afterwards as well, meaning that I would have been owned anyway. Ugh. There was one attack that you didn't see in my kill video. I think you did see on the other tries, where he would, you know, grab and suck souls. It's practically easy to dodge. You just need to back away when he does it, and when he's lunging towards you, dodge to the right. I guess running to the left would also work. You dodge at the right time, but I'm not sure. Running to the right sounds like a better idea. Safer, somehow. I don't know. Either way, it'll go past you, you can run in and then stab him up. Pretty simple. Unless he cast a homing projectile before. He actually killed me many times by casting homing projectile and then following up as I run in, and then following up with one of either the explosion or the grab. And for both of those attacks, like, you know, you have to back off. And since he cast a homing projectile towards me, he was right behind me at that point because I ran past it. So as I would walk out, away from the distance, I would walk right into the homing projectile. That pisses me off so badly. That's why in the kill, you can see me running so far away that I actually go beyond the king and turn him around, just so the projectile is in front of me, and I still didn't manage to keep the projectile in front of me the entire time. It still got behind me and I had to dodge forward so I wouldn't dodge into the projectile, which would save my life. Such an annoying attack, but sometimes even impossible to dodge if it's comboed well and you didn't anticipate it. Fucking homing projectile, I hate you. Also, another thing about it, it doesn't disappear after its animation disappears, meaning that even if it's gone, that means it's still there for a few moments, and I've even died to that a few times. Just because I thought it was gone and it hit me anyway. That was just infuriating. Such an attack, like I said, shouldn't be something that you cast at the start. I mean, yeah, sure, you can block it pretty easily with a decent shield, but I don't have a shield. I was running naked with a dagger. Got some slack, well, yeah, I can't take that kind of damage. Anyway, I eventually killed the friggin' 4 kings and went to face off Gwyn. I thought, Gwyn's gonna be easy, you know? Yeah. 2 days later, oh god, 67 tries, killed him on a 68. What the fuck? The answer to that is very simple. I actually talked about it as well. I'll repeat myself here for convenience sake. He has that unparryable attack, which is also pretty difficult to dodge. You have to pretty much prematurely dodge to avoid it when he's close to you. So really I try to parry his charge attacks only, and at first I tried to avoid all his other attacks, and later I would try to dodge them and strike him back. But he had the stab attack, which he would use if it was at medium range, and I couldn't react fast enough to dodge out of it instead of parrying it. I couldn't parry it because it was too far away from me, because it's a stab. It's a long range stab, so you can't parry it. And I couldn't dodge it because I was too slow, because it was pretty close range. So that's why I only parry in the end after he himself dodges away from me and then comes flying. And that ended up being the best strategy. What a pain in the ass the last boss was. Oh god. Not to mention that you can't really heal in that fight properly unless you really exploit all the rubble that's in there. It's just such an annoying fight when you're naked. Also, one thing to notice was, you can even see this in the last skill, that he seems to have 2 components to his attack, the fire and the sword. The fire doesn't do that much damage, the sword does a lot though. I noticed that if you get hit by him and you're far away enough, you only get hit for very little, in comparison to a straight up melee range hit, which took away more than half of my health usually, depending on what kind of attack it was, making it pretty difficult to heal because all he had to do was hit me twice. And the reason why that stab was so annoying, I mean, was because he would always follow it up with that instant attack, and that stab would always stagger me, and after the stagger I would always die because he would obviously follow with the attack and I couldn't dodge it because I was staggered. And that was so annoying. That was so annoying. That's why so many tries. I think like 5-6 times that happened. That's when I realized, no, I can't do this. Like, I need to just dodge that attack and focus on parrying at some other point. Oh god. Anyway, enough about this. This took forever. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. But it was a fun challenge. I definitely enjoyed the ever-living crap out of it. The final bosses, despite being really much of a penis of a bosses, well, were quite fun. Definitely required a decent amount of practice. Nothing crazy. Just a bit of practice. And yeah, I completed the challenge set up to me by Mr. or Mrs. Oblio, probably Mr. Oblio, and yeah, I hope you're happy. This challenge is over now. I won't be making any more Dark Souls videos probably for a long while, maybe at all, I'm not sure, we'll see. Now I'm thinking of focusing on Witcher 2 and maybe some other games. Still gotta play Guild Wars 2. I haven't even logged in ever since. For those wondering why is this happening, why is this only one video, I've been having some sleeping issues lately. Like, I go to sleep at ridiculously late times and wake up really late and feel tired and etc. And then it's just bad. I tried to do something about it. It doesn't exactly work easily. It takes a lot of effort. And I'll try to work it out this week. I'll see if I manage, and if I do, I might come back to more videos sooner rather than later. I can't really promise anything because, you know, this is a problem of high magnitude that it's not very helpful. It's not very helpful. Yeah. Well, let's hope it works. I'm probably gonna start playing Witcher again right now. Not right now, but you know, tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. And as soon as that's done, you'll see. And the goal is to finish Witcher, which I'm playing on hard, which is a very bad idea for such a game. It's not that much about action. And then we're gonna play Witcher 2. I hear that's better, but you know, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, when it happens. Anyway, thank you for watching this ridiculously long video. If you're still watching, if you skipped to this part, how dare you? How dare you? Go back and watch it entirely. Many good things said in this friggin' video. I don't even know how to call it besides that. Yeah. Right. Once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.